We are live. Hello, everybody.
Were we not alive before this, and then we animated, or are we just? I don't know how that works. Actually.
Resurrection.
Oh, yeah.
From the Matrix.
From the Matrix. Yes. Well, that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Also known as a respawn.
Respawn.
Yes.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Beth Keating. Hello.
Hello. How are you guys?
We are well. How are you? I shouldn't say we.
Well.
I'll speak for Tracy all night. Shut up, Tracy. We are fine.
What will I have to eat for dinner, sir?
Fish sticks and fries. There you go. I don't. Oh.
Not a good mind reader.
Long day. Oh, everybody. We're just gonna do it.
This is what it looks like after you do therapy for a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those are the real look of people who do therapy all day. We go,
yeah. Wow.
And then we shake it off. So we're like, yeah.
That's a good Halloween face too. It's kind of scary. Like,
yes.
Scream.
That's very true. Do you guys want to know what I'm going to be for Halloween?
Yes, of course we do.
Hello, Kitty. Hello, Kitty.
You wish? Nope. I'm going to be the Easter Bunny. Wait for it.
Oh, that's funny. There you go.
Done.
That's good. Done.
You also look like the daughter from Bob's Burgers. So,
yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
there you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, there you are.
There it is.
All right. Well, I suppose people will want us to answer shit and not just talk to ourselves. So
that's very true. I do see a lot of questions.
Yeah. A lot start with Dr. McGrath, but I'm not going to take them all. We're going to share them.
Yes. Hello, Dr. M.
Dr. M, yeah. All right. Well, I love to always plan it on you guys, but jump around. If you find a question that's just really intriguing to you, grab onto it and see where you go. See what happens. So, I'll start with the first one just because it says Dr. M. I accidentally sent a text to my family group making fun of a family member who was in the chat. This was for my sister only. I texted my family member after and apologized. She seemed okay, but my OCD won't let me stop reminding me, making me feel guilty like I ruined our relationship. Any tips on how to shut OCD up and move on? Just say, well, OCD, that may have ruined or tarnished this relationship in some way. It is a possibility. And if that is the case, we'll have to work on rectifying that and then moving forward. And that's enough for me. I don't think you need anything else other than that. You sure don't need reassurance that all's fine and everything's okay, because boy, we sure wouldn't be able to give you enough of that anyway. So why even try? We'll just accept the fact that, yeah, you know what? Sometimes we make mistakes and goof things up and say things. And I remember this happened to me at work one time. I said something about someone. This was in my youthfulness where I was just stupid talking about things. And one person told another person, and then they called me into their office and wanted to have a chat. I was like, oh, I gotta remember, sometimes you have to shut up. But I worked it out with the person and we got along and we figured it out and it was all right. But other people this has happened to, they potentially have never spoken to each other again. So we don't know what the outcome's going to be. We're just going to have to allow for whatever it is to be whatever it is, right? Oh, and by the way, before we go further, welcome everyone. This is brought to you tonight by NOCD. If you're looking for help for OCD or related conditions, check us out at NOCD.com, where we do work with body-focused repetitive behaviors and tics. And you're pointing right to it there, Tracy. Thank you. And that's NOCD.com. We do work with hoarding and OCD and anxiety disorders. We work with trauma. We have depression, do a little BDD in a couple of states that we're testing out right now. So a couple of fun, really cool things. So NoCD.com. We'd be happy.
Nothing more fun than depression.
Nothing more fun than depression.
No,
you would know from your own depression in your life. So there you go. Yeah,
that's true. My persistent depressive disorder is one of the most enlightening things about it. It's what gets me out of bed in the morning and keeps going every day.
There we go. All right. Well, I answered my question. Any of you have any fun ones? Feel free. Go ahead.
I only want to answer ones that say Dr. M.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll just pick one. I've gone through ERP and it really helped with my intrusive thoughts. However, now that those thoughts don't come up as much anymore, my anxiety feels more generalized and its source is harder to pinpoint. So I don't know how to do ERP for this general feeling of stress and worry that doesn't have a specific intrusive thought attached to it. It's like one of my favorite things ever, actually, to talk about this.
Unattached worry? Yeah. Go right ahead.
Absolutely. So a couple of things. One is this is when you have sort of more of a general sense of anxiety and your intrusive thoughts have quieted down. Number one thing is to congratulate yourself because it means you've been doing excellent ERP because that is actually how we quiet it. What I hear is a wish to get away from the feelings of anxiety, and that is not possible to force yourself to not feel anxious. So everything doesn't require us to do ERP on it. We do ERP on the things we fear. If you have a general sense of anxiety, I'll give you some examples of why it could be, and also the infinite ways and possibilities. But like for me, I walk around sometimes with a general sense of anxiety I can't pinpoint. And I assume, hey, it might just be because my intrusive thoughts are sort of in the background so far that I'm not really paying attention. But I'm still, it's triggering, right? The OCD triggers, little chemical shower, get some anxiety or some suds in your body. And it doesn't matter what it's about. And so this is a good time to do non-engagement responses, which is part of response prevention, which very specifically is not engaging with it. So you're like, yep, you can go, yep, I feel anxious. All right. Anyway, so this is some great tea I'm having right now. I love this tea. I can drink tea while I'm anxious. It's not a bad thing to be anxious. Anxiety doesn't last forever. And we also don't have to try to get rid of it. So I think that that's important to note, that there's nothing that gets rid of a feeling or a thought. It's how do we manage through it till it goes away on its own? How do we not engage in it? Non-engagement responses. There it is. Which sometimes means do nothing. Just be like, yeah, I'm anxious. So what? It's like if you had a mosquito bite, you wouldn't be like, why am I itchy? It's because you have a mosquito bite. Why are you anxious? Probably because you have OCD. Anything else? No? All right. Go on with your day.
Oh, but can't you give me something to do?
Yes. Do something you value instead of worry about why you're anxious and try and forget about trying to engage with it at all. It's not important. Just let it be there. What would you rather be doing than paying attention to anxiety? Like if I walked around about why am I anxious? I got to do a thing. So I got to get rid of the anxiety. No, I work anxiously. I drink tea anxiously. Sometimes I go to the bathroom anxiously. It just doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
Surprise. Just like that. Magical. I made Mackenzie appear.
Magic.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
I've never had to share space with Tracy and Dr. McGrath at the same time. I'm not ready for that.
It's
You're
a little
not.
much.
Hey,
Yeah.
Beth.
Hi. You get used to it.
Yeah. You're going to get used to it someday.
They both love me. Don't pretend like you don't.
Shut your face.
That probably makes you feel anxious.
No, because I know him, the way he acts.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He was born in 1843, so they
Never
did
met
it
this.
differently.
Yeah, I've never met this woman before. I don't know.
Here's our next
Okay, I'm
question,
leaving.
which is very
Okay.
real, from Diamond Huntress. If you find a Diamond Huntress, can you please mail me one? Thanks.
That would be cool.
Yeah, Hunter of Diamonds. This is yours, Beth. Beth has to take this one.
Oh, it's for me. Okay.
All right.
My OCD makes me doubt my values. I fear that those doubts may not dissipate even when I reach OCD recovery. Well, this is one of those things where you have to be okay with not knowing if they're your values for sure or not before you'll feel more confident that they're your values. And before you reach OCD recovery, that's kind of what it's all about, is being okay with not being 100% sure if they're your values or not. But usually you can like do some ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy, do some like values exploration to try to like discover what your values are. I hear that a lot from our members sometimes. Like, I don't even know what my values are. I don't know if they're my mom and dad's or my partner's or mine. So it can be helpful to explore them, but at some point you just have to be like, maybe these are my values, maybe they're not, and sit with that uncertainty.
Have you noticed too that when you are, if it's something that goes very much against your values, you feel bad about it? And then when you have OCD, it's like, but do you feel bad about it? I don't know if you feel bad about it. Maybe you love that.
Yeah, questions that too. Exactly. So even when you do really know that it's not your value and that's against your values, OCD starts to question it.
It does.
It's never going to be satisfied.
No.
Never, ever, ever.
And also, OCD can't change your values. I think that's important. Like, feel like, but what if, right? It's like, right? You can't change your values. Yep. You might get confused because you ruminated too long with OCD and now you're confused about your values, but you still know what your values are. And if we put you in a situation where one thing was your values and on the other side it was something very much against your values, you would have no trouble going toward the one that was your value and not going toward the one that was not your value. That's true. We could sit you in a situation, right? You're like, murder this person or hug your mom. Well, you know, whatever one is your value, you would definitely do it, even if OCD said something different to you than that.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
And also we should mention OCD recovery is not a destination, it's a lifestyle. That's what I like to say. You'll never reach OCD recovery. You will continuously live in OCD recovery. It's a journey. You build it into your life. You know.
Can I add one other piece on there? There's that very absolute word where it says OCD makes me.
Makes me.
I think everybody questions or doubts things about themselves, their values throughout their life. You don't have to have OCD for that to happen.
Right.
So OCD takes things that happen to everybody and puts them on steroids and says, oh, this is so unique to me. This has never happened to anyone else in the world before. Until you go to like the IOCDF conference and you walk into the support group thinking you're going to be the only one there. And
dang it, I'm not special.
Yeah, there's 200 more people in the room going, oh, yeah, I have that too. Yeah. Exactly.
It's so true. I love going to the conference and going into the bathroom because I see all the compulsions I used to do. And it's like a reminder. I'm like, man, I used to do that one and that one and that one and that one, that one, that one, and that one, that one, that. Oh, look, that's how I used to leave the bathroom. That's how I used to use the sink. That's how I always do that. I go in there and I'm like, yep. You're not the only one. Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. We're not going to give medication advice. The best people to give medication advice is a psychiatrist who specializes in your disorder. How about this one? A common understanding about intrusive thoughts is that they're meaningless or not based in reality, but my intrusive thoughts are tied to real things that happen. Since most OCD spaces focus on that idea, should I stay away from support groups if it doesn't fit my experience and trigger my OCD by making me feel ashamed or out of place, like I'm the bad one in the room?
Oh, there was a lot of questions in that question.
Yeah, there sure was. Well,
my brain just exploded for a minute. Okay, hold on. I'm going to back up. We're going to do it in order here. Let's see. Real event OCD. Does somebody want to say something about real event OCD? Because that is what I see in this part of it.
Yeah, I mean, well, anything can become compulsive, even things that happen or have happened. And I think the important thing, this is my love-hate for themes, because we treat it the same way, like as we do any other way OCD shows up. We fight it the same way every single time. As far as support groups go.
Oh, yeah. See. Well, no matter what your reason is, you should not stay away from support groups for any reason. And if it doesn't fit your experience and it triggers your OCD.
No, you should definitely go.
That's the reason to go. Yeah.
You go to trigger your OCD. Why? We don't try to avoid triggers.
Trigger warnings for OCD.
That's right. Anyone that's been to my groups knows I say there's no trigger warnings. And the reason is Does life give you trigger warnings? I have OCD.
Nope.
I know. I just walk around, and I'll give you an example. It's been driving me nuts. Somebody put up a sign that says speed humps. I don't appreciate that it says speed humps because every time I drive by it, I get intrusive thoughts and images about it. Okay. Plus, it's unpleasant to drive over in general. So, do I get a warning before?
What if you drive over someone who's speed humping? That would
exactly.
be
That would be a double point.
Double points, yes.
a lot of points.
My God.
Double points. Exactly. So the point being that should I never drive down that street because I find that sign triggering? The answer is no. Of course, I shouldn't avoid driving there, even though I know every time that's going to happen. Instead, you go, how do I manage through it? I have OCD. So what do? I usually make a song in my head about it, a song about speed humping. So
Now, time I see a sign that says speed humps, this is all I'm going to think about.
I know. I went over some today. And I was actually thinking of our members because the back of my car made quite a noise. And I was I probably hit somebody.
I would need to go over them for a different reason than
maybe I
Tracy. I would be thinking I committed vehicular manslaughter every time I went over one. So
interesting.
Yep.
Maybe
Maybe I
did.
did. Maybe I didn't.
I just go through there thinking about a bunch of people speed humping.
Yeah.
Well, I call
all I think about.
I call all the people in my OCD thinks I ran over Pothole Pete and Pothole Patty.
I love it. I love that.
I love that for you. And when you really hit them, you'll ask their real name.
Yeah.
Well,
And then you'll have a new name.
Report, so
Yeah.
They'll tell it to me in court.
Check their ID after you run over them in real life. We just made her better.
Could you go back to the first one, Trace? I want to address something in the first line on that.
Is this the same one we were just talking about?
The one we were just talking about, yeah.
Oh, yes.
The real event.
Yeah.
10, 9, 8.
You hate
7,
being
6.
not the host, huh, Dr. McGrath?
I am not in control right now, and I'm not like that.
I didn't know you didn't have control.
Oh, no.
I have no idea where this question was.
All right. Well, something along the lines of they said that OCD thoughts are meaningless, but theirs are related to something that happened for real.
Oh, real effective.
Here's what we're saying: that the unwanted, intrusive, ego dystonic types of thoughts that people have will only have meaning if you put meaning on them, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not that they're meaningless. They have the meaning that you put onto them. When I have an intrusive, and there was a debate on there if I have OCD or not. I do not. I've never had OCD. I just want to throw that out there. But people.
But you do think it's a compliment when people say it.
It's the best compliment I've ever received in my life is I can't believe you don't have OCD because you sure think like you do. So I love that. That's the best compliment I ever got. But it doesn't mean I don't have intrusive thoughts. I have them every day. I have them constantly. And one of the reasons is because I treat OCD. And so all I do all day is hear intrusive thoughts, and I just absorb them throughout the day. So, I'm staying at a hotel right now, and I'm about 4 floors up, and the balcony's right there. And I'm like,
you're going to jump.
I'm going to jump off of this balcony at some point and just kersplat onto that, driveway down below. I've had that thought. How much therapy do I need to do? Well, I can recognize it as, well, that was ridiculous, and it doesn't have to hold any meaning to me that I want to do it or need to do it. But it doesn't mean that I didn't have the thought, and it doesn't mean the thought itself doesn't have meaning. I just put a meaning on it of this. Yeah, whatever. And other people put a meaning on it of, oh my God, what if lock the doors, close the curtains, put a bed frame in front of it so we don't go over there and do all of these things.
That means something. Yeah, I was going to say, it does feel real to everybody who's experiencing it and putting that meaning on it.
Yeah.
It feels real to them. But when they hear other people's OCDs, sometimes they think, oh, I don't feel that at all.
I wish I had yours.
Yeah, it's silly. Yeah. I wish I had yours. Yeah.
Yours doesn't bother me at all. And it's like, until you catch it, then it will bother you just as much.
One of my favorite metaphors for that I read in a NOCD article like years ago, and it was comparing it to like an email system, and like a neurotypical brain can filter like spam versus primary inbox. And with OCD, we think all the spam is like primary
Yes.
inbox, that it all needs the attention, and reality is
That is correct.
Yeah.
There's an idea of direct pathway and indirect pathways in the brain, and most things go on the indirect pathway because they're just like the noise of the plane going over and the sound of the water if you're by the ocean, and the wind and the leaves rustling and the kids playing in the background or something like that. But other things take really the direct pathway, and yes, OCD takes things that probably ought to go on the indirect pathway and puts them on the direct pathway and leads you to pay a ton of more attention to them than they actually need to have be attended to.
That's
the kid version of that in some of the workbooks I have is like a trash chute and an important chute, right? And we get a lot of things that should be trash, like not important.
Yeah,
that's very true. Yeah, and the difference between like
there's definitely a lot of trash in here.
You being in a hotel and thinking I'm going to jump out of the window and then being like, not a big deal. I have suicidal OCD. So when I stay at hotels, it's very specific every time. You're going to take that chair and throw it through the window because it's unreasonable to think I can punch through it. You're going to throw the chair through, and then you're going to jump through. The glass is going to slice you all up, and then you're going to splat. And I feel it. I feel the energy in my body of I'm going to pick up the chair and I'm going to do it and I'm going to run. And it feels really real. And I have the image of it and the thoughts and all that. And then I'm like, oh yeah, but guess what? I don't assign it as important because I've done enough ERP to know that even though it feels real, doesn't mean it is real. Right. And if I wanted to throw a chair through it, I wouldn't be confused, right? I just would throw the chair and then I would jump through it. And then I would be like, cool. The fact that I'm not doing it seems like I don't want to do it. So, instead of trying to avoid that, I will put my hands on the chair. I will put the chair and touch the window. I might even lean on the window if it's really being loud.
When you fly past my window in New Orleans, I'll wave.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's always very specific. It's like you're going to go head first, like your head splats because you don't want to just break your ankles. Like, it's a very detailed situation. And people are like, oh, but because that's real, that's what would happen. It's like, right, if I did.
Yeah. Why does it feel so real? That must mean something.
No. Right. It does.
It means you have OCD.
Yeah. You know why it feels so real? Because it has to. Because if it didn't, I wouldn't have a job.
You wouldn't care. Yeah, we wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Somebody said I would trade my fear of COVID OCD to get all my other themes back. And that I feel that, but it's one of those funny things where have you ever had one intrusive thought that it was going to be the one that took you out? It was so hard. There's never going to be anything harder than that. And then something else happens and you're like, okay, give me that one back. I want that one back. This one is scary. Take it back. I can do that. In the moment, OCD is going to convince you whatever you're going through is the scariest, is the loudest. Mm-hmm. They're all loud in the moment.
And if 10 was as high as you could go on the scary scale, and it was a contamination fear, and you're at a 10, okay? Now that theme passed. Now it's homicidal OCD, and that feels like a 10. Is it a different 10? No, it's still my maximum amount of fear or anxiety. It's just different content. So, right, it's not the current one, so you think it's better, and it's not. Because if it came back, then you'd be like, please give me a different one. Give me somebody else's. Give me something else. The grass is always greener, but it's really not. I love this one because 4 people are like, yes, me too. Yes, I have that fear. So we should answer this question.
What delusions
We don't know. We don't know the answer to this.
What if I believe in XYZ? I mean, well, what if I do? I don't know. I mean, what would happen if I believed something that I don't believe?
Then I'd believe it.
Then I'd believe it. Yeah. I mean, and then what would happen? I mean, the hard part of this kind of question is there is zero limit to the inputs and outputs of this question, which means you would spend the rest of your life having to take an input, run it through the machine, see the output, and then make a decision about if you believe that or not. And then, okay, that one did make me go crazy. Next input, run through the machine, output. That one did make, but there's still 8 trillion more things that have to go through the machine, and you will be dead before you figure every one of them out. So as I like to say, sit next to your tombstone for the rest of your life, worrying about when you're going to be 6 feet under it, or live your life and have a great time. And on the day of your death, arrive at your tombstone and say, well, shit, that was fun. I had a good time.
Absolutely. I always like to point out, because I think this is just like a night and day, like people have different mental health issues, right? So I work with mostly OCD now, but at one point in my life, I worked at an inpatient unit that was locked, that was for people who had schizophrenia, that were on the far side of it, where medication wasn't really helping anymore and they needed institutional care. Okay. So most of the people were delusional and hallucinating and saying things that were not in everybody else's reality. Not one of them ever came to me and was like, I'm fearing that maybe I will believe a delusion. I'm fearing that I may have schizophrenia. Not one person who actually had any of these things going on has ever, not one person came up to me and was like, I'm afraid I have schizophrenia and I may be believing my delusions. No, it was us. We saw it because we saw the chart that says this is what you have and this is why you're, yep.
And you could hear what they were saying and you knew they weren't in the FBI.
Right.
Or I had, because I worked in crisis too, and I had a guy who literally went after the governor's place because he thought he was a werewolf and he needed to take him out.
There you go. Exactly. So did that person ask you, how many times did they say, what if I'm delusional? What if I believe my delusions, Beth?
Never.
No, because they believed it.
Never
believed it.
Yeah.
You'll just believe it and be happy about it.
That's what I always say. So you don't have to worry about if you have a delusion, if you hear your delusion, if you see a delusion, if you might be losing it or you might lose your mind. Good news, you won't know if you do, so stop trying to figure it out. Nobody who has ever lost their mind, if that's even a real thing, has said, have I lost my mind? I love that. And I love harm OCD questions. Can harm OCD appear in thoughts like, if this happens, then I will harm several people, or if I check this and I see they've done this, then I will harm several people? Yes. I will say that that is probably one of the few, exactly those sentences you said are my real harm statements as opposed to my harm OCD. My harm OCD is like, you're going to, kill your family or whatever, like snap your friend's head off or like throw babies, that kind of stuff. And my real thoughts are like, if somebody breaks in my house, they're going down. I might kill them. Don't break in my house. It's like a public warning here. Like, that's like, we'll probably not live if you break in my house. Don't break in my house. So see, now that's a values thought that I'm saying out loud. Yeah, don't break in my house. I might become a murderer. But then my OCD intrusive thoughts might be like, listen, if somebody makes you angry enough in your family, you're going to kill them in their sleep. Well, that's not with my values because I actually don't want to kill my family. If they were that annoying, I would just kick them out.
And she would.
She would. Yeah.
I would. So just wanted to say that. So yeah, it can sound like OCD. And if you're questioning it, it's OCD. Right? Like, what if I believe the people are reptile in disguise?
I believe Dr. McGrath is a reptile in disguise.
I don't know if you ever I don't know if you saw the miniseries V, but I am a V. I am actually a reptile in disguise. That is true.
Absolutely.
I would want to be Reptar from Rugrats.
Oh, no, it's like, it's been too long. The part of the day where we all melt down. We're all melting down now. But you know what's good is if you want to find one of our delightful therapists or our support groups or anything, like get evidence-based treatment at NOCD. You can go to NOCD.com, follow us on all the socials, download our free app, and join our community. Just thought I'd do
even
that.
If you're doing therapy with us, you even get to go to our support groups too.
Yeah, we have almost 30.
And you have two
That's
people
why I was
who
late.
learned here.
3 of us.
Yeah, 3. Oh yeah, 3 of us. Duh.
Yeah, actually everybody but this guy.
Yeah. And once in a while, I play surprise
Loser.
guest. I do play surprise guest once in a while.
He does. He's surprise guest. That's
No, you can't sit with us. You are not a support group host.
sorry.
All right. See you later. Bye, everybody.
Yeah, bye.
No.
You just pushed on Mackenzie's scrupulosity. She's like, am I responsible for hurting his feelings?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
I'm really hurt now, Mackenzie, and so you have to live with it.
Listen.
Yes.
She's like, that's the least of my problems.
Yeah. Like I said, I like this question though. Can I answer?
Yeah.
No.
You got it.
Now that you asked, no, absolutely not. Beth,
No.
please don't let her answer.
Okay. Listen. So it says if someone believes their compulsions are truly valid and necessary and that they are the right thing to do, but most others don't agree, is that person delusional? Well, I feel like this is reassurance seeking, but possibly maybe. But in the moment, I think we always think our compulsions are valid. Like OCD is always going to convince us that our compulsions are valid and necessary. Otherwise, we wouldn't do them. I mean, I think I'm saving the world when I do them. I think I'm, making sure everyone's safe and happy and healthy. But
Is that why the nickname is safety behavior?
yeah, and the worst thing is when you realize like you have that like out of body moment, existential OCD, just kidding. But like really when you're like, this is so illogical, but I'm so scared right now. Like that part is so annoying. So annoying. It's like, it's illogical, but the fear is so real in the moment.
And Mackenzie's delusional, so she thinks
I am. My two of my favorite people, Tracy and Dr. McGrath. I have to be delusional.
There you go.
Now that's why.
Or you're weird just because of it.
Always weird.
I am weird.
That's good to know.
So here's one more serious side of that. There are levels of insight of OCD. Say good. Whoa! Did someone just get hit by a truck?
Sorry.
I'm gonna make fun of your background noise forever. Oh, I thought it was Dr. McGrath.
It wasn't me. No, it was Beth.
I live near one of the Boeing fields, and so I'm sorry. I'm gonna mute.
No.
Oh my God! I thought you had some gas, Beth. I apologize. Sounded like a huge fart coming out of Beth.
Oh my God.
She had
It would not have gone on that long. I'm not that cool.
Oh, okay.
That was
Yeah.
long.
Chili
That was a
dinner.
long one. Sorry about that.
Chili dinner
Chili
part.
dinner.
I do love
Yeah.
chili.
All right. So here's what we do know. OCD has levels of insight. So there's good, fair, poor, and low are also called delusional. Now, what that means is not that the person has a delusion. It means that their level of insight is so low that they look at their OCD as if it's real, similar to what a person with a delusion would look like to their delusion. This is often when we might look at higher levels of care so that we can work with someone. Sometimes even atypical antipsychotics at low doses can be helpful in these types of situations to help crack that door open a little bit. And then people hear that word antipsychotic, yes, and they go, no, we're not.
I was panicking for the people at antipsychotic.
What? Yeah, we're talking low dose, minimal amount of time usually to crack that door open to get people to start doing the ERP. So there can be this idea that because it says I have a delusional insight level of OCD, that means I have delusions or delusion disorder, but that is not the case.
Just means that OCD has tricked you more than before.
The fear is louder than the logic.
It's as loud as Beth's farts. That's how.
Right.
So,
Yep. All right. I love this question. I have these thoughts a lot where I'm like, what if I believe I'm in a simulation and it puts me in a deep analyzation where I don't feel real? I love this question because I love when people tell me, like, what if we live in a matrix? What if it's a video game? What if it's a simulation? And
What about
then
poor
we
little
do.
5-year-old me and my dad turned on the Truman Show and my existential OCD went
that was a good show to show you.
I
love
had no idea what was wrong with me for a year. I was like, oh my God, everyone's.
Yeah. So that's now you're living in a simulation. So here's the thing.
I wave to the cameras all the time.
I respond because I found the joystick controller. So here's the thing. No matter how deep in analysis you go, you're not actually analyzing shit. Sorry to tell you that. all you're doing is ruminating thoughts in your own head. You don't have the answer to that because I don't have the answer to that.
You know this from
Nobody
personal
has the
experience, Tracy.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. Because I have heard it so many times from other people that I have said, listen, if it is a simulation, live your best simulation life.
There you go.
Because I don't know what it is. How do I feel about life? I feel like I don't even know what is happening. I don't know if I am a person. Are we alive? Is this a world? What happens when we die? Maybe nothing, maybe something, maybe we respawn. Maybe I'm going to be in a really cool like game where I'm flying. Can you put me in Lego Batman? All right. But anyway, so whatever it is, right?
Be a Lego forever?
No, just for a game. Like I want to just, simulate like being Lego Batman for like a couple levels, and then I want to jump to Mario. So the thing being is that we can never actually answer that question. We can't, because who will you call? How will you get 100% certainty?
Ghostbusters. Sorry.
Exactly. So this is when we say sit with the uncertainty. And I love when people say, what if I don't accept uncertainty? And I'm like, cool, don't, but it's still reality. You still can't tell me who to call to ask if it's a simulation we're living in. I don't know who to call.
Yeah. I go one step further. I say, live with the uncertainty. Don't just sit with it, live with it. Because sometimes people hear sit with it and they think they should literally sit and just practice being uncertain and then they should go with their life. No, none of us have certainty in our life. I don't know if I'll be alive tomorrow. I live with that doubt and that uncertainty. So I'm going to live with it. I'm not just going to sit with it. I live with it. And that's the way that it is.
Yeah, you might jump out the 4th floor window.
I could be on the news in just minutes from now, actually.
I could fall down the stairs. That's probably more likely because I'm pretty klutzy.
I think what's likely to happen is one of those planes, which sounds like
it's going to crash in my house.
Going to go right into
your
house.
house, like in your backyard, is going to blow your house over. That's what I think is going to happen.
That's a very good point.
Yeah,
that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's true. I'm going to respawn and I'm going to keep my OCD. That's what I'm going to do.
Also, Severance, watching Severance is a good.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like, oh,
show.
hi, existential OCD. It's been a minute. Like, I don't.
Well, and why live your life like just worrying?
When I go to work at OCD, I do my little scan card, and then I lose all my memories until.
Not me. I want to be in full control at all times. I will keep all things as they are. Thank you.
I wouldn't choose that.
You don't get a choice. I'm your ruler. I rule the simulation.
That's true. She does.
No, I do not want you on the joystick. You'd be like, lick this off the ground right now.
Yeah, that's true. She would. Eat this food I already have chewed for you.
That's true. We would share gum. Curious about OCD and anxiety creating physical symptoms, especially in the gut. My OCD is very specifically hyper-focused on my stomach, so physical symptoms are reminders, and this is real. So yes, of course, because anxiety does have connections to your gut. That is true. People can get things like IBS from having a lot of anxiety. You can get all kinds of things going on with your gut.
Fart like Beth, I mean, you just...
Yeah, that's...
That's also very serious. But also, so it's kind of like... What it reminds me of, this question of like, well, what if my stomach has a feeling and then I start worrying about it?
Yeah.
It reminds me a lot of what we call bottom up or top down anxiety. So your stomach, your body is having an anxiety reaction, like an elevated heart rate, or you're hot, or your stomach is uncomfortable. And then your brain's like, oh, those are signs of anxiety, you guys. You're anxious. That's called bottom up anxiety.
Or cancer. That's where my brain goes.
Yeah, that's where my brain goes too.
That's how
I had a muscle spasm here. I'm like, oh, my carotid is exploded, and I'm.
Oh, you have a carotid focus too. So do I. I'm pretty sure all of mine are totally.
I actually got a carotid artery infection. You can guess.
New fear unlocked.
But anyway, I know.
Anyway,
I didn't need it. But
this is ridiculous. I have shingles, by the way, in real life.
Oh, I've had that.
Yeah, very uncomfortable.
Montana had that. It was yucky.
Now I just got distracted by shingles.
Mine.
No idea what the hell I was going to say there.
We were talking about bottom-up anxiety. And the
the stomach. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of the things that happens, of course, from the fight, flight, or freeze response is that when we're anxious, our body's going to put energy where it needs to be. And you know what you don't need to be doing when a lion is chasing you? Digesting food. Yeah,
exactly.
You don't need to be digesting food. So the energy going into that goes away from your stomach. So you'll have changes in the way your stomach feels when you get anxious due to the fact that your body is trying to put energy and blood flow and all sorts of things into the spaces that it needs to be, which is the muscles and your eyes, your pupils dilate, right? And all these things that start happening. And people interpret that as, oh, I feel that way, it must be dangerous. No, that's a side effect of your body doing things because your brain perceives danger, not your stomach. Your stomach can't perceive danger, but your brain can.
Mm-hmm. So that's what it is. Your body is acting like anxiety stuff, and it's telling your brain, or your brain saying something, and then you're having body feelings. That is real. This next question, the answer is we're in a matrix, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
I'm
afraid that once my anxiety is under control, I won't know if my thoughts are OCD. Do we ever know for sure?
Maybe I do have OCD and I just don't know.
I have a rule for myself. I always say, like, I lean into discomfort, and like when in doubt, I lean into it, unless it's like Michael Myers standing at the other end of a dark alley. I'm not going to do that.
I know where I'm going for Halloween.
You know, not going to do that one. But also, when in doubt,
you just wait.
Usually I'm on the phone with Tracy and I accidentally give like up one of my triggers, and she's like, "Oh, you know what we're going to do now?"
Ruin her life. Or torture her through her children. I did have her.
Yeah.
I did have a child put something on the floor, and then we both licked it.
A park in Boston. Okay.
Yeah, park. We did that. I did it just to bother Mackenzie. There was no other reason for it.
There is no other reason for it.
No. But
we all live to bother Mackenzie. Really.
We all live to bother Mackenzie. I love this because this is basically my issue today, right now, and I'm going to share this with you. Any tips for managing anxiety around letting contractors or people into the house? I always worry they won't be able to take their shoes off, so I feel the urge to cover the floors or buy shoe covers. Okay, listen, let me tell you, damn Littman Fitness.
Nice picture, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, we don't wear shoes in my house. Not just because of OCD, really. It's just because like it's gross and I don't like to have dirt around my house. But
I have to clean my carpets if I don't have to.
So my house is for sale right now, which means strangers are going to come into my house. They're going to look at my house. They're going to walk through my stuff, and they're not going to take their shoes off. Now, believe me, I was like, can I tell every person that shows the house that they have to take their shoes off? And I was like, hey, that's just weird. I was like, is it weird? I'm like, it's my house. And I was like, wait, it's your OCD. Calm down. People can walk through your house. You're not going to die if people, and if you might die, won't matter because you're dead. So I have the same problem when my fridge broke and people came in to take the one and put in a new one. And I was like, I want to tell them to take their boots off. I want to tell them to take their boots off. I don't know how many things they've been in. Maybe they delivered a toilet to somebody's bathroom. It always goes back to poop for me. Maybe. So I let them commit, and they did it. And immediately I was like, I should mop. And you know what I did instead? I laid on the kitchen floor.
You licked the floor. You licked the floor, didn't you?
Yeah, you licked the floor.
How did you know? First of all,
I know you.
Because we know you.
I laid on the floor, and I rubbed my back on the floor. And then I was like
a turtle out of water. Yeah.
I turned around and then I was like, lick, just a really quick lick. But I was like, okay, that was it didn't taste bad at all, but it was pretty neutral flavored.
Neutral.
And I didn't die. I've had this fridge for months. So now every day I'm just dealing with people are gonna open all of the things in my house. They're gonna touch the doorknobs, they're gonna open the closets with their little creepy hands.
Fun fact, this is like my nightmares. One time I had to cancel a support group because our washing machine broke, and I was trying to fix it myself, and in that process I realized that it was OCD because I didn't want maintenance to come in. And I got a really good wake up call because I flooded the hallway. So like the joke was on me because maintenance did come, and I also flooded the freaking hallway because I'm gonna make a resume of all the things like OCD says I'm an expert at, because I would be like pest control, infectious disease, handyman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
tell people that all the time.
I
OCD is not a doctor, neither are you. So maybe you have cancer, maybe you don't, but you're not the one who's going to figure that out.
Oh yeah, I was definitely not the one that fixed the washing machine. No.
Yeah.
But that was I was trying to avoid having them come. So then, my ERP therapy was like, not today.
Yeah. So you didn't, you took that dishwasher apart and didn't figure it out? What was broken?
The washing machine. I thought it was just had a little clog. So I twisted this thing and I shit you not, like it was like a water just like went.
Oh no, like a cartoon.
It was so bad.
Like a bad movie.
It was literally the whole hall. And I was like, oh my God. In that same moment, I was like, I just did a compulsion. I cannot fix this washing machine. I can barely turn on my computer. Like, what?
Yeah. What would have happened? And then you called me and sent a picture, which I thought
I
was
did.
hilarious. Which, yeah.
I did.
My grandpa was the opposite. He was I loved him, but he was, I called him Captain Anxiety as a child without knowing what my career was going to be. And
Interesting.
he was the opposite. He was the kind of guy who would say, hey, you're the expert at this, because he didn't want to do it in case he did it and he did it wrong and something went wrong. He could be blamed. So like, I remember one day they got one of those little hibachi grills that had the external propane tank and had a couple things to put together. And he's like, here, you're the expert. You put this together. I'm like, I've never seen one of these in my life. I am not the expert at this, but I kind of grasped the notion that if it blew up, it was on me, not on him. And,
That's so good. It's like passing the buck guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
As long as it's not on him, as long as it's not on me. Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I can now spot when it's probably OCD, but the what if and extreme anxiety I experience always seems to grip me into getting stuck in the loop. How would you say I could step back and not give right in?
Well, when the what ifs happen, I feel like I'm not present anymore. I'm like in my head ruminating and I'm past or future. So I really try to pull myself back to the present moment as my go-to. A lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think you're never like, there are going to be times where you don't figure it out until you're already in it. Right. Like,
yeah, like I didn't know.
I think that question implied a little bit. They want to know right away, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you're not going to notice it until you're already there, and you just have to use your skills, use the non-engagement responses, mindfulness.
And self-compassion comes in too.
Self-compassion for sure.
Yeah.
I did a session today where we specifically talked about what ifs, and I said, what can you, like, it's infinite possibilities that you can fill in after the words what if.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have enough time in your life to figure out what if anything.
No, it's true.
There's too many. So
tried.
What we decided in session today was, if it starts with what if, don't bother. Move on and do something else.
Yeah, red flag.
Red flag. If it starts with what if, it's not possible, just move on. You know? And my favorite thing is to say, I will deal with this if and when it happens. That's what I remind myself.
Exactly.
I will deal with this if underlined
or
underlined. It happens.
Or find someone who can.
Yeah.
You're capable to figure out that too.
Yeah. But you're not capable to fix your own washer. Okay.
No, but she was capable of getting someone to come in afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have a choice at that point. But that was the self-compassion part though. Like I could have beat myself up. I was already drowning literally in the hallway. But I could have beat myself up, but I was like, you know what? I have a mental health disorder without a cure. Sometimes I manage it really well. Other days I try to fix my own washer, and now we're going to let maintenance in because.
And now all the poo from their boots will be in your house because they walk through a river
Oh yeah. Well, then the guy came in and he goes, I was like, I'm so sorry. And he's like, oh, it's okay. Like, I would much rather be doing this than what I was doing before. And my brain was like, oh my God, he was catching a mouse. He was doing something, and now he's in my house with his
That's
mouth.
where your brain went. He's catching a mouse. What about he was walking through sewage that is poo?
Yeah.
No.
What?
Hantavirus.
Toilet overflowed.
Hantavirus.
No, hantavirus.
I don't care about it.
That'll kill you. That'll take
Only
you.
poo. I only care about poo. Sorry.
Bill Gene Hackman and his wife.
I wish I
know. That was the biggest exposure to me ever.
Oh, the Gene Hackman.
I had a lot of members that week struggle.
Also, my whole algorithm on TikTok is mice and rats. It's like it knows to hate me.
I know. Yeah.
You know what?
Of my TikTok.
I already packed it, but a dear jerk friend of mine sent me a stuffed animal mouse and this fake poo, because they know that I didn't like it because I found a mouse in the garage and it like nearly
burned the whole house down.
Trust me, that was like legitimately one of the things. I went to my husband. I was like, listen, if they got into the house, if they got past the garage into the house, we may have to burn the house down. I don't think I can live here.
The only logical
that happened. And he's like, no, seriously, like maybe we'll just sell it and move out. We both have OCD.
With all the stuff in it. Just
thank goodness it only went into the garage. So we still live here, but not
as far as you know.
As far as we know.
Yeah, as far as you know, exactly.
We'll live with it. I like this. How can you tell if an OCD thought is intuition or OCD? You can't.
No.
Why does it matter?
Nope.
Also, it feels urgent when it's OCD.
Yep.
Well, that's the best part.
I usually tell people to do just don't do the thing.
Yeah.
And if you get anxious, it's probably OCD.
Triggering.
Who knows? Yeah.
It was we were in carpool line and one of my friends got out of the car and came to talk to me and she was like, oh my gosh, it was on 9/11. She was like, my aunt had this gut feeling and she didn't get on the airplane and it happened to be one of the plane. And I was like, oh my God, I have that feeling every day. Like, you know, I'm like, it's such a, like, it could happen. It could happen. Like
with or without a feeling.
Without her feeling. Yeah.
A blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while, right?
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I like this one here. How does someone newly diagnosed with OCD battle the bad intrusive thoughts? Not that I would actually follow through with them, but they are very loud and repetitive in my head. You are looking at somebody who has intrusive thoughts of murder, suicide, and weird sexual things throughout my entire day, every day of my life for over 40 years. And to
your family too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. Every single person, also my neighbors. Also anybody else. It doesn't matter who it is. Just anybody.
I hope your neighbors are on this live.
I hope they are watching it. And I hope they can read my thought bubbles because I've ripped their heads off multiple times and all these things. So here's the answer. We don't battle. I'm smashing your head.
I squish your head. I squish your head. I squish your head.
Now, we know you wouldn't follow through with this because just because we have thoughts doesn't mean that we do actions. And the answer is this. We don't battle with thoughts because that's engaging with them and that's exhausting and it doesn't have a purpose. So when I get these thoughts, I'm not like, oh gosh, you know, and I also don't label them as bad because they're not bad. They're just thoughts. Just like I think sometimes like you have a dream that's unpleasant and I think people get used to calling them, I had a bad dream. No, you had an unpleasant dream. Maybe your dream was unpleasant and maybe it was pleasant. And maybe your thought, it wasn't that pleasant. Maybe it was about, you know, murder. I'll give you. So like one of my intrusive thoughts I've had for, God, I don't even know how long. It's been a few months now and it keeps adding on. It doesn't just like keeps adding on. So I'll tell you where we're at now, not where we started. But my husband's asleep. I put the thickest pillow we have over his face, and then I start hammering. The reason for the pillow is to keep all the bits in because I think it's gross. I don't really want it to splatter everywhere and have to make a mess and clean it.
Well,
right?
It'll get on you when then you won't be able to hide the evidence.
You're right. I'm not going to be wearing shoes. I'm going to slip in the blood. Right. So you keep everything inside. You do the hammer. All right. So I've thought about it. Yeah, and I've thought about it, right? But I'm like, and then you drag him outside, and then you put him in the woods, and then like weird animals eat him or something, and then like you report he's missing. Like, it's gotten the whole. I know the whole plan. I've heard it. I see it. I think about it. I look at him. I'm like,
Terrible Lifetime movie.
right.
Yeah.
It's not. Those aren't bad thoughts. They're just thoughts that OCD makes that happen to me, and it's about that. And so, like, as an exposure for me, I went and got a hammer and I just put it next to my bed, and then I just slept with it there for a while. Because just because I have thoughts and images about hammering somebody's face doesn't mean I'm going to, right? So they're not bad thoughts.
Sounds like a great Hallmark Christmas movie to me. We could make, right?
Well,
Christmas movie.
Yeah, Christmas with OCD or something. Like that. Yeah.
That would be like a Lifetime movie. Like
No, I like a Hallmark Christmas. Bring OCD to Christmas. Just,
it's beginning to
all
look
your
like Christmas. You can't see that? I could see it.
hammer everywhere you go. Take a look at your husband's head. Now think about him dead.
These dreams have been contained in your pillow.
It's beginning to look really bloody out there.
Oh my gosh.
And then we burn the house down because now it's even grosser than a mouse.
Well, yeah, because a mouse would come in to eat the bits, and then you have to.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But see, that takes away all the power from the scary part.
Is it scary anymore? I don't think it was.
Kind of silly.
Or I think it's just ridiculous.
Well, now all I'm going to think about is the dang Christmas Carol.
You wait till I'm in your hotel room at night whispering
Stop
Christmas
it.
carols with a hammer.
We're gonna sneak into your room, Mackenzie.
I have to be on a plane with Tracy. She's going to trigger me the whole time.
Just you wait. Yeah.
Somebody wants to know if all four of us in the past have had extremely debilitating OCD because we all seem good now. How many of us have OCD? Half.
I have generalized anxiety though, and that has caused me to have some pretty intense intrusive thoughts from time to time. And a lot of that physical anxiety people have been talking about. Pretty much.
I'm going to say that ERP made me better because I use evidence-based treatments, and ERP is the gold standard and has been for 6 decades.
Yeah,
I know, that's a long time.
My whole life.
I've had OCD my
Me too.
whole life, and I didn't get ERP therapy till I was 28. I was diagnosed the summer after 8th grade, put on medication, sent back to talk therapy, and then continued to live in a dumpster fire until I was 20.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
So was I there? Did I light that fire?
We use humor. You did light it.
Okay.
That's another Christmas movie. Wrong. Yeah, it's a different one. You'll have to come up with a jingle for that one. But ERP therapy saved my life.
Yeah, fun fact. That's what keeps me going the last 20 years. No problem. ERP.
We are down to 1 minute, so I want to give a reminder to everyone. Check us out at NOCD.com if you're looking for help for OCD or related conditions. You could work with some of these 4 idiots that you see on this panel.
We will go like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or one of our maybe not so
somebody else.
therapists. Yeah. So, but we
don't ask for us. You don't want us. Fine.
And,
You can just hang out with me in support groups.
yeah, there you go.
Yep.
So
Me too.
That would be awesome. So thank you all for joining us tonight. We hope this has been helpful. And we hope that you see that you can live with OCD. You can live the life that you want to live, not the life it wants you to live. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Peace out, y'all.
But you can't end it because you're not in control.
I can't.